Hey Saggies, welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well. We have the Sword, Bardo, the Father, the Poet, the Starborn, and the Creator. Saggies. I feel like there's an idea here of like trying to read between the lines so that you can understand like where the disconnect occurred. Where is it that things fell through the cracks? The Father is the idea of like being lifted up on a pedestal only to be dropped down on your face. And I kind of feel like you're really having to understand like where all of these, like what was going on between the lines. It's funny because you have the Creator in the story, or the Creator and the Poet here too. And I just see like this idea of like creating this masterpiece, but like sometimes you have to get the broad picture before you can go in and create the details and add the depth and do all the things. But it's like something is wrong in this picture and you have to figure out where it is, right? Like sometimes like when you're drawing and it's like you could have something perfect, but like maybe like the shape of their nose is just like, it's just not quite right, or like their lips are like, they're just not quite right. And I feel like there's just this idea of like there's something that's just not quite right, and trying to figure out what it is that's not quite right so that you can create something that I want to say highlights any of the imperfections in a way that makes them beautiful, right? I mean, we're all imperfect. They say that like the more attractive you are, it's because you're more symmetrical, right? And so it's like your symmetry that makes you beautiful, not necessarily the characteristic of your features. And I feel like there's like this tweaking of a symmetry that you're trying to achieve, like in a perception of either yourself or another person. But I kind of want to say yourself, because it's like, I know that I'm meant for this next thing, but like I can't get there if I don't figure this thing out. Saggies. Okay. What else can we get for y'all? Hope everybody's doing well. The Tower, the Ten of Cups, the Empress, and the Four of Swords. Yeah, I mean, something came to an end, and it's like, okay, in order to lay this to rest, like I need to understand. I mean, the Empress is like the idea of a harvest card, and Ten of Cups is like emotional fulfillment. And I feel like for some of my Saggies, it's just the idea of like, okay, this hasn't been like manifesting, has been like studying your reads and trying to understand, like how it is that you can manifest in a more like intentional manner, like instead of just like a broad manifestation, it's like, okay, like I want to intentionally manifest this. And I feel like there's just an idea here of you really having to really look between the lines of what it is that you're doing, read between the lines of your own manifestations, so that you can figure out where it is that it wasn't quite working, right? I mean, that makes sense to me. Okay, Saggies. Let's see what else we can get for y'all. Page of Cups. Oh God, it's like a whole stack. Page of Cups, the Four of Cups, the Five of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Two of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. Saggies, I feel like there's something that you're really passionate about, or someone that you're really passionate about. It could be a relationship, it could be, just like a goal in life, but whatever it is, something that like you're passionate about it. And I feel like there's been a part of you that's like do I really want this? Maybe I don't really want it. Like, do I want it? Well, I don't know if I really want that. And like, while you're in this back and forth state of do I or don't I, you're feeling like you're missing out. Because I think that there's something or someone who you want to work with or be in a relationship with, and I feel like you look at them and you think, wow, like they've got things that I want. You know what I mean? Or like they're the type of person that I want to be, you know, like there are things here, you know, and I want to say, like, you see them working, and you could be on either side of the story. So it could be that you're like, I don't know, I just kind of get the feeling of like maybe you met someone and you were like, wow, like I want to be like you when I grow up, kind of thing. Or maybe somebody met you and they were like, wow, I want to be like you when I grow up. And then things became very difficult and things became very misconstrued, and it was just kind of like a big clusterfuck of a mess, you know, to the point where there was a lot of isolation, where people were just like, you know what, I'm better off keeping to myself. You know, there's too much drama, it's too much like meddlesome. It's like nobody cares what I have to say, all they care is what everybody else is saying. You know what I mean? Like they'll talk to all these people about it, but they won't talk to me about it. Do you know what I mean? It's just kind of like it just feels like a massive chaos of confusion that's going on, and you really just needing to read between the lines of what was happening. The Moon and the Ten of Swords. Yeah, because again, it's just like this idea of like being under attack and feeling like you can't move without, you know, just like something going wrong. And I almost want to say, be careful when you read between the lines, Saggies, because you're reading, like, it's very possible that you're reading between the lines of a story that is absolutely nothing to do with you. And it's almost like you wanted it to have something to do with you. And I want to say that you were upset at first that it did, because you were like, this is upsetting to me and this person doesn't know, da 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 da. And then I feel like, and then there was this idea of like, wait a second, what am I talking about? Like, is this, like, is it, but like, okay, like if that wasn't about me, why was I so upset? And if I was so upset, was it because that's what I wanted to be in that person's attention, and I wasn't actually, like, they weren't actually paying the attention that I wanted? And I'm over here reading in between the lines, thinking that like the world has come, like everybody's fighting, everybody's arguing, and it's like, I almost want to say like, no, it didn't have anything to do with you. Jeez. Oh, gracious. Okay. Let's see what else we get for y'all. And we'll call it a read. The Vow. You know, I feel like there's an idea here, Saggies, that you, the Five of Wands at the bottom of the deck, I feel like there's an idea that like you had in mind that you were going to work with somebody, but you know, like whether it's a company and you were like, I really want to work with this company, and then, you know, they were hiring, and you know, like you turned in an application, but you never went through the interview process. You never did any of the things. And so like, but like you're hearing people talk about like what they're saying about the candidates, right? Well, they said this, and this about the candidate. And you think, well, just because you turn in your resume means that they must be including you in that synopsis as well. And it's like, no, they're talking about people who actually went through the interview process. Like they're discussing candidates who like showed up and introduced themselves, and you know what I mean? And like just like call to check on their resume, or, you know, it's a relationship and it's like, like you met somebody one time and you're like, oh, now this person is like saying all these things about me, and this person is like, I literally don't know you. Like, you literally are not a part of my life in any way, shape, or form. Why would you think that anything that I'm talking about concerning my life has anything to do with you? I don't know why. That seems like you're reading into things that aren't even there. And yet I feel like, Saggies, there's an idea here that you're like, no, like that's I think there's an idea of like, well, because that's what I wanted, because that's what I was trying to manifest, because da 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 da. And I almost want to say like, well, I mean, there's more to it than that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, Saggies. I don't really know what to do with this read, but there it is. I hope that it resonates with y'all. I hope that y'all are doing well. Please give me a like, share, and subscribe if this does, and I will see y'all again soon. Bye.